So what is your book, The Receiver, about, and how'd you come up with this idea?
Yeah, I was dreading this question a little bit. I mean, I've already stated that it is a first contact book.
We're warmed up now.
But the problem is that there are so many twists and turns and surprises in this book that
Oh, that's
it
cool.
makes it almost impossible for me to talk about without slinging spoilers all over the place.
Yeah.
Here's what I can tell you. There are three protagonists, all with their own story arc, but they kind of weave around and eventually will combine. I
Cool.
love that because in my mind, here are my favorite storytelling techniques, right? One is the reader's in the dark trying to figure out a secret. The second is, okay, now the reader knows the secret, but the characters don't know the secret. And the reader gets to root for the characters to figure it out. Come on, it's right in front of you. You can do it, right? And then the third one is the readers and the characters know the secret, but then you bring in a new main character, and now the student is the teacher, right? And you know,
Cool.
a lot of people do the first one. Some people do the second one. Very few people do the third one, and they just screw it up. Like Stargate SG-1 is a perfect example. Remember when Daniel died? That's not really a spoiler because it's like
It's like it can't be because I'm 38. That's like 20, at least
you
like
haven't watched
28,
Stargate
29 years old.
SG-1, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So Daniel dies, and they bring in some new actor from the middle of nowhere. Like what? And then Jack retires, and they bring in some new actor, and both of them fail, right?
Yeah.
You gotta find somebody and build them up through the story, and then bring them into their lead role, and the student becomes the teacher. So I wanted to those are my favorite storytelling techniques. I'm like, I can do one. Could I do two? Yeah. Could I do three? So I did all three, right? My goal was
Cool.
to by doing multiple storylines that meet. I've got the reader trying to figure out what each protagonist, Chandler Mirren, Bob Gibney, and Jack are trying to figure out. And then they start to reveal stuff, but the other characters, the other storylines, they don't know what the other ones did. And you get to watch them meet. And those are always great scenes. They're like, really? Well, here's my piece of the puzzle. Well, I was trying to figure out your piece of the puzzle. And so that's always some fun scenes. My three areas are Chandler Mirren, who is a disgraced particle physicist student at Caltech, gets kicked out of the program. He's got an idol, which is a deceased Nobel laureate, a basic Richard Feynman is kind of what I was going at. And he goes to do a research project, and in his journals discovers a hidden message.
That's cool.
What is this Nobel laureate trying to teach me, trying to tell me? And there's this whole like treasure hunt, almost kind of like Da Vinci Code thing, or National Treasure type thing of Chandler running around trying to figure out what this Nobel laureate, this dead Nobel laureate, was trying to tell him. And then there's Dr. Brom Gibney, who is a data scientist. And this was cool. She had a grant to go tie together all of the neutrino detection facility data. Neutrino detection facilities are pretty interesting. You know, neutrinos are the ghost particle. They just go right through you. We got trillions of them going through you right now. But we have these detection facilities filled with ultra pure water. And every once in a while, you get like a Cherenkov radiation where the neutrino hits a particle in the ultra pure water, and you can see the resulting particles that get knocked out of it. We have all these sensors. In fact, one of the neutrino facilities, the Kamiokande, was in the Three Body Problem Netflix series in the first episode. Of course, she jumped into the water. I'm like, no, because they have to drain the whole tank, start all over again. But anyway, so she ties all these things together, and you can actually do neutrino vectoring. At least that was, what we were just discovering when I wrote this back in 2018. And so I was like, well, if you can do neutrino vectoring, so she ties these all together, increases the significant digits, but she sees an anomaly, something coming from somewhere. And you guys can guess what's going on. It's a first contact novel after all. But the cool thing is, later, just like a year or two ago, they actually did tie a lot of them together, and they built a picture of our cosmos with neutrinos using neutrino vectoring. And I was just like,
I saw that. That was really cool.
2018.